In 2014. That marks exactly 7 years to the day when I had the vision, and when I was sent out at the end of June and started my little grand tour where I went around to talk.
All right, here we go, y'all. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you want. All right, here we go. Watch this.
Takes him down. I don't know what he's doing. I can't tell if he got something in his hand, but then all of a sudden, look what comes up out of him. And the dude sees it, and he, oh my God! He probably said something else and took off and ran. Then it jumps back in the guy. One more time.
Yeah, so this is a shout out to Anthony D. Williams on YouTube. That's a YouTube shout out. Yeah, so. And is that because that person that had that demon-looking thing, is it because he took the you know what, right? So interesting. I don't know. It's I guess you could call it end times things to be seen. I don't know. Interesting stuff, y'all. So what do you think? I mean, that's pretty bizarre. All right, see you later, alligator. Peace, y'all. Welcome to the channel, y'all. Subscribe if you're new, hit the like button, and comment. All right, so I'm gonna play a video that is on the Skin Ticket channel, STC on YouTube. And this is actually a YouTube shout out to that channel, YouTube shout out to Off-Grid Desert Farming upon Adrian. Because I'm about to play a video that's on the Skin Ticket channel, STC on YouTube, but it's originally a video on the YouTube channel Off-Grid Desert Farming upon Adrian. So here we go. Possible alien in Russia.
This is really freaky, and if you look at this creature, it has these tentacles coming out of the rear end or the back end of this creature, but really freaky looking. I mean, look at the head on this thing. Like I said, this is freaky. This is freaky, folks. This is one of the most freakiest things I said. Now, like I said, I'm holding Adrian's camera, so sorry if it's shaky. But you can see it cast a shadow. This was first released. I really don't know what to tell you, but this is crazy. Like I said, I don't know if...
Whoa! See you later, alligator. Peace, y'all.
In 2014, that marks exactly 7 years to the day when I had the vision, and when I was sent out at the end of June and started my little grand tour where I went around to talk.
Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button if you want to. It helps a lot when you hit the like button, okay? And subscribe and comment, okay? It can help a lot. So anyways, okay, so we need to get pumped up. The rapture can happen absolutely at any time, okay, y'all? You understand that? All right? So, the Antichrist might be, maybe already here. And, so, I mean, there's a video that is going to be uploaded here, okay, on this channel, that, where a guy, we'll be showing where a guy, like, basically discusses about, you know, how maybe the Antichrist is here. I mean, you know, the idea of it, you know. So, the rapture could be at any moment, okay? So, look, with this going around still, I mean, for us, and maybe, I guess it's still going around, and people, I guess, possibly still dying from it, I guess, maybe. And there was one I guess I don't even call it a whistleblower, you know, the one person, but there's a guy that was worked with the stuff, you know, thing going around. And then I think he gave people like 2 years tops, you know, to live. So I mean, remember, there has to be flesh left alive before Jesus comes back. So remember a passage or something that says, scripture, right? His days weren't shortened, no flesh will be left alive. I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know if that's exact, but just saying, you know. So we need to get ready, y'all. All right. So you know, it's hard to tell what's gonna happen next. I mean, things. You know, I don't know. Just be prepared. Okay. You know, that it's interesting when I seen that video. People, I guess, apparently took this, I guess, from off-grid desert farming with Paul and Adrian. Shout outs to them. But their Odyssey account, they had a video where people were looking all scared, and then they passed. I guess they died after they thought I seen a demon or something. And I guess maybe it's from, I guess, apparently people that got this, you know. So it's hard to tell what's going on, really. You know, but I mean, things, I guess, are getting pretty crazier and crazier. But now we'll see how this winter plays out. Okay. I'm not sure about the dark winter, if it already happened. Technically, or is it gonna be this year? I don't know. I heard about the dark winter before. Okay, but we need to just get ready. Eyes on Jesus and on the rapture. Okay, to get out of here. So you know, nothing wrong with stocking up on food for time being, but obviously have your hierarchy in order. Okay, Jesus first, God, you know, God and Jesus, you know, first. Rely on them, and there's nothing wrong with stocking some things up. Just enough to get by if we don't get raptured out of here during certain tough times. So World War III, that could be like during the tribulation. Okay. You know what's crazy is I had this dream, I call it a nightmare. I don't know if it means anything, but this is basically, I'll go ahead and mention it on here. I don't know if it has any significance or anything, but me and my brother, we're at our old house of ours, and I call it the country mansion. I was in the basement, and he's upstairs, and we're pretty scared, you know. I mean, apparently World War III started, I guess it was like North Korea or something, and there was some person joking around about it on social media, and then there was this but it was weird as lava, and the lava came down, it was like smoking lava. I was like, what the heck? And it came down to the basement area where I was at, and I was like, oh gosh, and then I woke up before obviously I touched the lava in my dream, right? So it was scary, man. Like, so I don't know if that their interpretation of that is, but yeah, just get ready for the rapture, and that's all I can say. So see you later, alligator. Peace, y'all.
In 2014, that marks exactly 7 years to the day when I had the vision, and when I was sent out at the end of June and started my little grand tour where I went around to talk. If you guys hear any noise in the background or whatever, that's just the road and stuff and vehicles, but anyways, it can get kind of loud sometimes. But there are alien species, all right? It's fallen angel Nephilim deception. They will take abductions, mix it with animals, and they will create these what look like other species. If you look at their colonies and stuff they have in other parts of the galaxy, they're always small. They'll try to say that it's because they try to keep the population down, but the truth is because they were just relatively started and they didn't have the time to produce that much for the deception, okay? That's the reason why the colonies are small, in case you're a new age or watching this, all right? So one of the things that was discussed is that there is a fleet of UFOs, thousands of them all over the world, all right? And they're currently cloaked right now for their purpose or whatever because the world can't handle it. They can't see it. They're not ready for it. Blah, 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 typical New Age stuff. The UFOs are waiting for a certain time to come. We know what this time is, all right? They'd be called out if they were showing up now. They got to get the Christians off. They got to get the deception up, all right? So what he said was very important. Remember, let's get back to the alien thing, all right? I want to read something. Earlier on the 8th of December, some head-breaking news came out, all right? This wasn't under or on some sort of secret channel or anything like this. This is mainstream news around the world, all right? Former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it, all right? We already know they do because all of them do. They've all been a part of it the whole time. They just don't tell the public. A galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we'll understand what space and spaceships are, says Ahim Eshad, right? That's the head of the space program in Israel that's been working with the U.S. Okay, I'm going to read this real fast. A former Israeli space security chief has sent eyebrows shooting heavenward by saying the Earthlings have been in contact with extraterrestrials from a galactic federation. For those of you who do not know what the Galactic Federation is, if you've ever seen Jupiter Ascending or a movie like that, where there's colonies of other races that are above our planet and everything else, and they all know about us, but they keep it on the down low or whatever. But there's other colonies. It's like Star Wars, you know. There's all kinds of other ones, and we're like the last to know about it. But they've been keeping an eye on us, blah blah blah, and they want to bring us into the fold. But they're waiting for a certain time, which is always the excuse. You know, they're waiting for their time because it's all fallen angel deception. Okay. All right. The identified flying objects have asked not to be published, that they are here. Humanity is not ready yet, like I just said. Ham Eshad, former head of Israel Defense Ministry Directive, told Israelis Yediot Arna newspaper. The interview in Hebrew ran on Friday and gained traction after parts were published in English by the Jerusalem Post on Tuesday. A respected professor and retired General Isha said the aliens were equally curious about humanity and were seeking to understand the fabric of the universe. Yeah, right. Isha said cooperation agreements have been signed between species, including an underground bases in the depths of Mars, where there are astronauts and alien representatives. Let me stop right there. I don't doubt it at all, but we're also on other planets and other galaxies and other places, all right? You have no comprehension of how big it is. The secret space program is huge, and it's been around for a long time, all right? The whole space program that Trump started is only to usher in that idea, to start to break it to the public, except they will do it at a breakneck speed, kind of like bringing in the vaccine at a breakneck speed instead of taking 11 and 12 years. They've already had it the whole time. They're just waiting for the time to bring it in, okay? There is an agreement between the U.S. and government allies. They signed a contract with us to do experiments here, said. Eshad added that President Donald Trump was aware that extraterrestrials exist and had been on the verge of revealing information, but was asked not to in order to prevent mass hysteria. Another thing I heard back this year in March was that Obama was supposed to come out in 2009, in November. All the major news networks around the world had dedicated 27 minutes to this emergency broadcast where he was going to step on the stage with 5 other alien races and reveal them to the world. They stopped at last minute and decided the public wasn't ready yet. Of course, you know the 2021-2030 agenda is the lineup that we know of in Revelation that happens when all the seals, trumpets, and bowl judgments get released. All right, this is going to be the time when they want to bring the Earth's population down, when it's going to happen and when this is all going to take place. So they are going to show themselves. This is going to happen. It's another fulfillment of the vision, all right? They have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. Elish said, referring to the Galactic Federation. The White House and Israeli officials did not immediately respond to embassy news requests for comment. Sue Goff, a spokesman for the Pentagon, declined to comment. A spokesperson for NASA said one of the agency's key goals was to search life in the universe, but that it had yet to find signs of extraterrestrial life, aka lying. Although we have yet to find signs of extraterrestrial life, NASA exploring the solar system beyond to help us answer fundamental questions, including whether we are alone in the universe, the spokesperson said in the statement. Eshad ideas are spelled out in more detail in the universe beyond our horizon. Conversations with Professor Yom Eshad by Hagar Yani, published in November. Okay. Right, that's just a little brief over it, but it's in a major news situation here, right? And it's breaking. They're not keeping it a secret anymore. It's coming out more and more. Do I think it's going to get worse before then? Yes, I do. I have no idea what they're going to do just yet. Is it going to be a civil war that breaks loose? Possibly so. Will 2/3 of Americans be dead by next fall? There's totally a possibility to it. Like I said, the Deagle report has been out for almost 10 years. That people have asked multiple times, why is 80% to 90% of the U.S.'s population dead by 2025? And with no answer. This is the reason why, because they're going to do it. They're going to bring it in. And all the stuff that's happening right now, they're only putting it in play for the whole thing. Well, and I'm only pointing it out, and I just kind of wanted to go over it again, especially with the UFO thing. It's really unfolded. The footage is coming on Fox News. More and more of major news networks are actually spilling the beans on and talking about it. It will come out. It is actually going to happen. Will that happen before the major event when they show themselves? That's yet to be determined. All I know is what I saw, and it was totally real. It's not going to be no Project Bluebeam. I've already told you guys before, Project Bluebeam is a cover-up for any of the real stuff, because it's not fake at all. You don't need to put a holographic image up. They have the technology. They actually do have the UFOs that are gigantic. You don't need to fake any sort of alien invasion. It actually will be an alien invasion. It's like the real deal, right? They have all this stuff for it. But just a little something I wanted to go over that I wanted to talk about on this video. Now, thousands of people around the world about what I've seen, what I know, and give my testimony the best that I can. I've left so many different things. I've talked about every single discussion I possibly can. There is nothing that's too taboo for me. I will talk about all of it. It's no problem at all, as long as it helps people. I don't like to go back over the same stuff, but I do go over some of the stuff that's really important multiple times, including the once saved, always saved, which is the most fake teaching there possibly is. Those leaders will lead you to hell. Do not follow them, okay? All right, this is just an update. It's the third vision update, and I hope that it helps, but it's really pointing in that direction. I do think that it's coming up this spring. I really think that it's going to actually happen. It all will fulfill perfectly right into its time, and also Israel's timeline. If it doesn't, you know what? We take it from there. But for right now, I'm totally looking at this with 100% like possibility that this is actually going to happen. I sure hope that it does. I've been waiting. In 2014, that marks exactly 7 years to the day when I had the vision, and when I was sent out at the end of June and started my little grand tour where I went around and talked. In 2014, that marks exactly 7 years to the day when I had the vision, and when I was sent out at the end of June and started my little grand tour where I went around and talked.